How do you like your tea? 1. Whether it's sweet or bitter, strong or milky, part of a gathering or a solitary morning routine, tea is everywhere. 2. With over 1,000 varieties, tea is the second most popular drink in the world, next to water. 3. Its long-standing properties and benefits made it a vital crop to control in a time of trade and colonialism. 4. This is the story of how tea came to Pakistan from China, and how tea plantations began in the subcontinent. 5. There are two different legends of tea's origins, but they both begin in China. 6. The first takes place around 2700 BC, when Emperor Shennong found that leaves had fallen into his pot of boiling water. 7. The second story tells to Indian Prince Bodhidharma, the founder of Zen Buddhism. 6. The first takes place around 2700 BC, when Emperor Shennong found that leaves had fallen into his pot of boiling water. 8. He traveled to China to preach Buddhism in the year 520 BC, and vowed to meditate for 9 years without sleep. 9. The Camellia sinensis, the plant from which all tea is made, grows best in hotter climates in sunshine, cool nights and plenty of rainfall. Initially, tea was drunk as bitter but simple green tea. 10. Originally, tea was used as a medicine, and it took a few centuries for tea to become a beverage. 11. The Tang Dynasty, 618 AD to 906 AD, marked the rise in tea consumption, with recorded taxes placed on the plant. 12. This is what we know now as black tea, although the Chinese traditionally still drink green tea. 13. While there have been recorded instances of early tea trade, it wasn't until the 17th century that Europeans took notice of it. 14. Arab traders from the 9th century had recorded instances of boiling bitter leaves in water, and Marco Polo talks about drinking tea in his travels to the east. 15. Initially, it was the Portuguese who traded with China, followed by the Dutch in 1610. 16. Russians had a steady supply of tea via the Silk Route trades. 17. In 1700, the British East India Company, EIC, was set to monopolize tea trade with China. 18. How tea came to India is closely linked to British colonialism and the economic ambitions of the British. 19. But since China was still dominant in tea production, the EIC looked to their colonies to produce rival markets, smuggling tea seeds to India for testing. 20. While none of the Chinese tea took root, the British were surprised to find Camellia sinensis growing in Assam in 1823. 21. Pakistan inherited its tea culture from the British, and tea often came from Sylhet in East Pakistan, now Bangladesh, until 1971. 22. Tea time is a regular phenomenon in the Pakistani household, and large cities are bustling with tea shops, where people sit together, maybe have a snack or two, and discuss both the mundane and the intellectual. 23. Popular favorites include spiced tea, doodh patty, which is boiled leaves and milk without water, and pla, green tea. 24. Kashmiri chai is made when a small amount of baking soda reacts to pellet like tea leaves, producing a pink tea that goes with either sugar or salt, topped with pistachio and almonds. 25. China has remained one of the largest tea producers in the world, and tea plantations have been rapidly expanding. 26. In 2015, the Chinese consumed almost 626,000 metric tons of tea, and that number will only increase in the coming years. 27. Tea is taken very seriously in Chinese culture, so much so that there is a tea museum in Zhangzhou, Fujian province dedicated to processing tea and preserving Chinese tea culture and tea ware. 28. This is by no means an exhaustive history of the spread and development of tea in Asia.